and I'm here with Bruce Lawson.
Hi.
Hi, Bruce. And
Hi, Annika.
you're doing what right now?
I work for Opera, the web browser, and I evangelize open web standards. So I go out and talk to people about all the new exciting technologies that are coming into the browsers now.
Sounds a fantastic job.
It's great. I get to visit lovely places like Stockholm, and I came to this conference yesterday and found that I was going to have to speak, so invented a quick presentation.
And what is your, what do you get excited about right now?
Well, at the moment I'm most excited about browsers because they really are becoming so powerful now that it's almost at the stage when the browser can supplant or take the place of native environments, which is great because, you know, you can install Opera on Linux, PC, Mac, and it will run the same across those things. So you don't have to write different code for those different platforms, which of course is brilliant. It saves time, it saves money, and it works everywhere. And
what kind of code and tools are you getting excited about now?
Well, for tools, it's it's Notepad++ and a browser and the debuggers. But for technologies, I'm really interested in HTML5, which is the newest evolution of HTML, which is the language that basically drives all websites. JavaScript, CSS, specifically CSS3, which has lots of ways of doing basic animations without having to write scripts, because whereas people are becoming more confident with scripts, it's still great if you can just declaratively say this in the language. SVG is another really great example. SVG is scalable vector graphics, and the good thing with that is that you send images, pictures down to the browsers, but you don't send a bitmap image. No. You send a description, a mathematical description of what the shape should look like. And therefore, if you're running a device with a small screen like this, or you're running a 50-inch TV, the image will always look sharp because it's drawn by the browser on that device rather than...
But I guess the problem is that not all browsers support this.
Well, it's been supported by the 4 main modern browsers for a long time, and fortunately Microsoft has said that in IE9 there'll be a degree of SVG support. And like all of these new technologies, or most of the new technologies, you can fake it with clever scripts. So there's a library called SVG Web, and that fakes SVG in old Internet Explorers by using Flash.
Okay.
So your good browsers get real SVG, and IE8 and below will get Flash.
And one burning question I wanted to ask you is, when is HTML5 ready for production for bigger sites, or sites where you have a very mixed variety of visitors, some who might be with old Explorer browsers and some with the most modern browsers?
Well, for a start, it depends on what you mean, because HTML5 is a bunch of features, really. So if you want to use native video and native canvas, you can do that in IE9 and all the modern browsers. You can degrade down to Flash in the case of video for old versions of Internet Explorer. If you're looking at some of the really new stuff like WebSockets, for example, those are in those are in a lot of the modern browsers, and again you can fake it using various libraries. There's a really good website, the URL escapes me now, which is a list of all of these JavaScript things that you can call in once you've done feature detection. You've discovered that the user's browser can't deal with this natively, so then you can lazy load a bit of JavaScript that will fake it. So the answer is really, it depends on what you're doing. But you can use it as soon as you've read up about it. But it doesn't mean you have to use it for everything, guys.
Great. And is it any, apart from Opera, is it any company that gets you really excited right now? Somebody who's doing really fantastic things, or some web service, or...
You know, and this is going to sound like I'm a real terrible hippie, but what really gets me excited is the community in which I move, because as soon as somebody invents a new clever library or a new technique, they put it on the web and they share it openly so other people can adopt it and use it. And it's been the same for 10 years, you know, when Internet Explorer 6 was beginning to trouble us. you could always go to a website, find a hack, and utilize it. So what really excites me is the openness and kindness of the community in which we work, and I love that.
Thank you.
You're very welcome.
Bruce and Annika from Future Web Apps for Sweet Sunday Web Crunch.
Bye, Sweden.